Welcome back. Today's lesson is going to be on increasing and decreasing by percentages. Clearly this is a bit of a continuation on percent increase and percent decrease, so if you need to go back and watch that video, go ahead and do that. But I think we can just jump right into it. So put this title in your table of contents and in your theory book, increasing or decreasing by percentage, and let's start with this example. Increase 5,400 by 10%. Now I know that there are different ways that you can do this, but we need to start working this way because when we get to year 9 and year 10, we're going to look at reversing this process. So if you're using the wrong methods now, you won't be able to reverse it correctly when you get there. So let's do this the right way. So to increase 5,400 by 10%, I'm not going to find 10% and add it on to the 5,400. I'm going to start by saying if it's increasing by 10%, I'm finding 110% of that amount. The original 100% plus the 10% that I'm increasing it by. Okay, so I'm finding 110% of 5,400. 110% of 5,400. Now to find a percent of an amount, we can write that as a fraction over 100 and multiply by that fraction. So that's going to be 110 over 100 multiplied by 5,400. Now you can multiply by a fraction in any order. You can multiply by the top and then divide by the bottom, or if it's easier for you, you can first divide by the bottom and then multiply by the top, which I think is what I'm going to do here, because I can easily do 5,400 divided by 100. That's just going to be 54, right? So that's going to be 110 times 54. Okay, and then we can just work that out. 110 times 54. 10 times 54 is 540. 100 times 54 is 5,400. So that's going to be 5,400 plus the 540. That's going to be 5,940. Yeah. So that's it. I've increased 5,400 by 10%. And I didn't need to first find the 10% and then remember to add my answer to the 5,400. I've done it all together there. Right? Let's have a look at a decrease by a percentage. It's the same basic idea, but remembering that decreasing by a percentage, we're first finding a percentage less than 100% of the value. Right? So I'll rub that out. And let's decrease some value. Let's decrease, say, nice easy value, 400 by 12%. Okay, if I want to decrease a value by a percentage, I'm not finding 100% of the 400 and then taking away from it. That is one method, but it's not the method we need to work with. We're going to start by saying if it's a decrease of 12%, it's 12% less than 100 of the original amount. That would be 88% of the original amount, right? 88% of 400. And again, to find a percentage of an amount, we're going to write that percentage as a fraction over 100 and multiply by that fraction. So 88 over 100 multiplied by 400. 88 over 100 times by 400. Again, I think it's going to be easier for me to do the division first. I'll do 400 divided by the bottom, and then I'll multiply by what's left over on the top. So I'm going to do 88 multiplied by 400 divided by 100 is just 4, and 88 times 4. Now I know 8 times 4 is 32, so 80 times 4 is 320. So 88 times 4, 320 plus 32, 352. Okay. I have decreased 400 by 12%, which is why my answer is less than 400, but not a lot less than 400, just 12% less than 400. It's 352. Okay, hopefully that helps you to get a good start. Let me know if you have any problems, and let's get going. Good luck.